Shalom. Call Halam La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Haracha'a Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and sincerity. They steered us well and they rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect. May the blessing of election be upon your house. This is the brother Zion Amawan coming at you with another lesson to feed the lambs through the Holy Spirit. Haracha'a Kodash. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. And in this lesson, we are going to get into you got to re-examine who you are around. Because if you are around a fool, they can mold you, and that's the truth. If you are, in fact, around fools all the time, those fools can, in fact, mold you, and you start doing the shit they doing, You got a lot of that in the world. You may even have that in your house, man. A fool. You may be married to a fool. Fools ain't just men. Women are fools too. Children are fools too. But a lot of times Jake be marrying these foolish women, man. This lesson can go many ways. All right. But let's look up this word discreet. Careful and circumspect in one's speech or actions, especially in order to avoid causing offense or to gain an advantage. Similar words: careful, circumspect, cautious, wary, guarded, close-lipped, closed-mouthed, tactful, diplomatic, considerate, prudent, judicious, strategic, wise, delicate, all right, sensible. 2/3 of our people don't even match those words, especially spiritually. 2/3 of our people don't have those qualities. That's why a missile makes all perfect sense. Okay? That is what's going to get them to act right. All right? 100 million degrees Celsius. Let's look up the opposite words: indiscreet, rash, unobtrusive. Okay? Now, we got the opposite words, which is obtrusive. Okay? So, how many people out here is not being discreet, man? Look at these other camps. These other camps are not being discreet. Point blank, shape, form, fashion, man. They got on fringes, going to work, talking about some fringe check. You got women out here, they had these damn, they are on the line, basically, with they man. That's not being discreet. They got bull horns and all this other type of stuff. You ain't got to scream across the street. The Lord gonna bring who he gonna bring to you. That's just how Yahweh Shema Shai is, man. If it was meant for that person to listen, who knows? It could be a brother in the future. Who knows? But the Lord gonna bring who he gonna bring to the camp. So you want to surround yourself around godly men, around men doing the work, all right, around prudent men. You don't want to surround yourself, and you a man of the Lord, around 2/3 niggas, and you just coexisting with these niggas, and you just hanging out with these niggas. Eventually, you gonna be like them niggas, okay? Point blank, period. Birds of a feather flock to what? Okay? Nah, man, there's a saying, it say, show me your friends, I'll show you your future, man. So if your friends is men of the Lord, And you know what I'm saying? Say if like you just now coming in and you know brothers that's already in the truth. Eventually you gonna be that 10th man of the Lord. If you around 9 crackheads, you gonna be the 10th one. If you around 9 broke niggas, you gonna be the 10th broke nigga. I mean, let's just be real. People surround themselves of who they really are. So if you are a true man of the Lord, you gonna surround yourself around true men of the Lord, because great minds think alike, right? All right then. You can't be unequally yoked. So like you can't be equally yoked with unbelievers, man. Okay? You have to be around men of the Lord, especially in a time of trouble, man. I mean, look, it's finna be Jacob's trouble. Even though you might be by yourself, a pilgrim, you know, that's why it's important to cherish the brotherhood while we got it, man. You know? But anyway, it say, if thou, this is Sirach 27:12, if thou be among the indiscreet, right? You may even have a woman in your house, man. She is indiscreet, putting all y'all business out there in the street. Everybody know everything. Eventually, you not going to get the respect because they going to be looking at how your girl doing you. Does everybody just know your business? And that's just on the relationship part. Look at an individual that don't stand for nothing and you know, they just worship whatever's trending. Because you do got a lot of jakes out there like that. Whatever trending, that's the doctrine they rolling with. When that shit fade out or fade to black, then they on to some new doctrine. They just got itching ears, man. You know, an indiscreet person don't stand for nothing. We just read you what discreet meant. You know, subtle, low key, low profile. You know what I'm saying? That was Yahushua. He played the low key route, low profile. He wasn't up key like a lot of these niggas you see now. Look at these other leaders in these other camps, man. They are up key. They are not low key. They're high key. You know? Look how they move. You know? If thou be among the discreet, observe the time. If thou be among the indiscreet, observe the time, but be continually among men of understanding. That breaks itself down. I don't even have to break that down. That's simple and plain across tables, man. All right? But be continually among men of understanding. Because those fools that you around gonna end up molding you, and you gonna be the 15th fool. All these niggas over here stealing, and now your black ass stealing now. You know? It ain't so bad. Them niggas didn't get caught. Yet. Yet. You know? The disclosure of fools is irksome, and their sport is wantonness of sin. Right. That's what their sport is, man. They can't go to sleep unless they just did some BS, man. That's a lot of these Negroes out here, man. You know, they know you on the rise or something. They see the light in you, and they trying to put your little candle light out. They trying to pinch your little flame out. That's what these niggas try to do, man. Especially if they know you in the truth. They'll try to, you know, do little things to get you out the truth. Because they don't even believe that you like that for real anyway. Until you really show their ass. Like, dang, man, the Lord really dealing with that guy because he not fucking with us. How can they even respect you being in the truth and you around them? They not even going to respect you because they know they wicked. You really think they righteous and they know they righteous? Fuck no. They know they wicked. And they're like, he supposed to be a man of the Lord and he hanging around us. They not going to respect you, Negro. Because you hanging around them niggas. And now you're that nigga. Man, you better be careful, man. You know, judgment finna happen. to the world, the Lord finna kill the earth one more time, man. But this time it's gonna be with fire. Just like how Noah was building the, you know what I'm saying, the ark. You know? He was building the ark. And this was in a time where it wasn't even raining. You know, it was just the dew that only came up in the morning. Kind of like now, like in the summertime, you will see the dew on the grass. If you walk the dog or something, your feet gonna be wet as hell if you wear sandals. That's how it was in the ancient world. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the only source of water. So when Noah said that it was gonna rain, everybody that was indiscreet was laughing. They was like, all of the indiscreet ones, you know, all of the indiscreet niggas, they was laughing. Ha ha, get the hell out of here, Noah. You out of your damn mind. I know you lying. I know you fucking lying. Rain, ha, laughing, roasting them. The same way what they be doing us, man. These indiscreet niggas be roasting us. They be roasting us. But look, they gonna get roasted at the end of the day. They gonna keep a fire going. Each of these niggas is gonna, each indiscreet nigga is gonna be like throwing a log into a fire and then the fire just just whoosh some higher. That's what these niggas finna do. It's finna be 5,000 degrees per inch of heat. Come on, man. Now it say, the talk of him that sweareth much maketh the hair stand upright, and their brawls make one stop his ears. You see? So look, man, you don't need to be around these 2/3 niggas, man. You know? You need to really examine yourself on why you even hanging around these niggas, because it's something about you that's attracting these grimy ass niggas. So it's something about you that's grimy. Anytime that you just friends with these motherfuckers and you know what I'm saying, you need to be around men of understanding, because men of understanding not on that. Men of understanding is about Yahweh Shai. I got 2 Corinthians and we'll close out. 2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves. You hear that? Examine yourselves. And I'm talking to myself first. You second. Because this is the time of Passover. This is the time where you better be, you know what I'm saying, right with Yahweh Shema Shai. Because guess what? This might be the last one. This can very much go down this year. Because you got until 2030 any fucking way with these damn Edomites. They already said 2030. Where it's going to be a one world government, one world system, one world education, one world, one world, one world. All right. A UBI, social credit system. All right. End of the family unit, you name it. 2030. All right. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. You got to examine yourself, man. This is the time of Passover. This is a time of judgment. This is a time of examining. You know, look deep within yourself in that mirror. All right. You know what you got going on. I know what I got going on. And the next brother and sister know what they got going on. Fix it. Point blank, period. You know, I know, they know. Fix it. Because Yahweh Shema Shai got a white glove on, and he gonna rub his finger across the cabinet in your apartment, and that fucking glove better be white. You may have a couple cabinets in the back of the cabinet you may have to go on and get, but you got to get a little step stool to go get the damn step stool. Don't leave do not leave the cans up there. Yahweh Shai is coming, and he's inspecting, making sure you are up to code for the kingdom. You understand? Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. You hear that? Prove your own selves. Make your calling and your election sure, man. Point blank, period. Make your calling and your election sure. Prove yourself to Yahweh Shema Shai that I'm worthy. I got the faith. I have all of the prerequisites in order to graduate. You see? Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh Shah Hamashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. You see? So you need to be walking on this path of righteousness and don't get caught up with these indiscreet niggas, man. Because these indiscreet niggas, they finna be charcoal. They already charcoal. But on this day, you don't need the lighter fluid. You know? On that day, you don't. So knowing these things, what manner of persons ought ye to be in holy conversation and godliness, man? Are you going to still hang around these indiscreet niggas and let them mold you into death? Or are you going to hang around and be around men of understanding and around the brothers to where you can have a crown of life? Make your decision. With that, I want to give all infinite honors, praises, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and sincerity. They steered us well and they rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect. May the blessing of election be upon your house. We on the next one. Abaratazai. Shalom.